See Deshaun Watson when the Colts host the Browns on Sunday. We do know that we're not going to see Anthony Richardson, the Colts starter. We're not going to see him again for the rest of the year. This has been coming for several days. Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, hinted at it on Monday. There were reports on Sunday. Season-ending shoulder surgery because of that grade 3 AC joint sprain. Yesterday at the October annual league meetings, they do them in October, December, March, and May. Jim Irsay said this. This comes from Jory Epstein of Yahoo. Like John Landau said about Bruce Springsteen back in 1974, I've seen the future of rock and roll, and his name is Bruce Springsteen. Well, I've seen the future of the NFL, and his name is Anthony Richardson, and I believe it. And look, this is Jim Irsay being Jim Irsay. This is the guy who said Andrew Luck was going to win, 17 Super Bowls? This is the guy who has been as big of a carnival barker as Jerry Jones over the past 20 years. So even if Anthony Richardson ultimately can't stay healthy, and I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, Chris, as it relates to the top quarterbacks in this year's draft class, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. There was a concern for some about the way Richardson played, about the way he absorbs contact.
Right.
You know, there is a skill that crosses the line to instinct of how to take a hit so something on you doesn't get busted when you take that hit. And one of the concerns for Richardson was this guy's going to get hurt because he's taking hits in kind of an awkward way that when he's getting hit by NFL players, it's going to be a problem. And here we are, concussion already, and now a serious shoulder injury that's wiped him out for the full season.
Hey, the NFL game, college is great. But if people sit on the sideline and watch a college football game and they sit on the sideline and watch an NFL game, I think they'd understand more. And they'd go, whoa, this is a whole different level of violence and speed on the football field. And I don't say that to disrespect anybody in college. I mean, of course, I love college. I went to the University of Texas. We had ballers all over the field, but still not as many ballers as you got in the NFL. And, of course, you're not coached the same way. And it's not grown men who are fighting for their life and their next paycheck and trying to stay, as we all know, it's basically a one-year contract for most of football except for the 3 or 4 best players on your football team. So the game is crazy violent that way. It really is. The field is so much smaller in the NFL because guys don't make mistakes the way you are coached. And, Anthony Richardson, it doesn't matter whoever you are, especially at quarterback. When you get to the NFL, you got to protect yourself. We've only seen one guy really be able to go like, I'm going to play a physical brand of football and bring it to the defense the same way they bring it to me and stay healthy for the most part of his career. And that's Cam Newton. He's the only one I've seen to pull it off. And, of course, his career didn't last as long as it probably should have because of that. But Anthony Richardson, when you're the beast, right? And again, I'm saying that in endearing. He's a beast. He's been every field he's ever been on in his life. He's gone, wait, I'm the freaking man here. I could take on the DN, the D tackle, the linebacker. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a fair fight. Here we go. So he hasn't thought about ever protecting himself or doing anything. He's just always gone, raw, I'm bigger. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to kick your ass, right? So now there's the adjustment period that you've talked about so much with other quarterbacks and having to, adjust your clock, your frame of thinking of when to slide and do any of that. And, hopefully he'll be okay after all of this. And, it's a great quote by Jim Irsay too, by the way.
And even beyond that, just when you upper quartile of the upper quartile of his quotes.
Hey, man, that was upper quartile, man.
Hey, at least this one makes sense. So, it was characterized as the most Jim Irsay quote ever. No, the most Jim Irsay quote ever makes no sense. That's the Jim Irsay that we've come to know and love. This one makes too much sense to be a Jim Irsay quote. But look, it's not just avoiding the contact. It's what you do when you take the hit. That was one of the things I noticed about Russell Wilson early in his career. It's not that he didn't get hit. Back when he was like, not that he's bad now, but he was different in his earlier days with the Seahawks. When he would get hit, it was like a Barry Sanders thing where you never saw Barry Sanders take a big hit. He took plenty of hits, but he never took a big hit. You never saw Russell Wilson take a big hit. It's like that thing when, like if something's gonna hit you, like a car's moving slow speed, if you brace yourself, you're more likely to get hurt than if you just kind of go with it and let it toss you.
Yeah,
like
right.
That there's just something about understanding instinctively at a cellular level how to take those hits. And if you resist it too much, it's going to create a problem, and the Colts have a problem now. It's Gardner Minshew, as long as he stays healthy. We're going to get to the point where there's so many backups playing, the backups are going to get injured. But for now, it's Gardner Minshew and maybe P.J. Walker on Sunday in a pretty consequential game between the 3-3 Colts and the 3-2 Browns. I hate this time of year where some teams have had buys and some teams haven't. Who's played 5 and who's played 6. And
right. But it is funny, and it's ironic, too. I mean, as much as the NFL is trying to protect quarterbacks.
Is it ironic?
I think it is.
Is it ironic?
A little too ironic, actually. I really do think. But, yes, I think that, it is funny that the NFL, of course, is trying to protect these quarterbacks. And the new thing in the NFL is let's get quarterbacks that can run and not protect themselves down the football field. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, but I think we're going to see more and more of this because these guys are playmakers and they're tough to defend.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.